Hey, what's up guys? Today we're finally back. I think what we're gonna do today is we're gonna wrap up this car, get this intake manifold on, get the blue mirror. I was able to get that fixed. I wish I could show you guys what I did to fix it. I'll show you guys here what it looks like. I was able to replace the internals of another mirror and put it in this one, so this mirror is actually usable now. But I'll try and find a day in the future to be able to break this down for you guys, show you guys how to do that. Like I said, this mirror was completely broken before, but it's impossible to replace these and get them painted, so I figured the hell with it and just kind of get that fixed. I also got two, didn't need to, but I got two throttle body gaskets, so we can officially get all that assembly on the car. There isn't too much else to do today other than that, and I might do some TPS stuff before I throw the throttle body on, just to kind of make it perfect. But it did rain. Doesn't look too bad. I don't think not much got in here, but the big thing is get this mirror on so that nothing else kind of gets in here. But I don't know, we should be okay. So that's the plan for today. Get the mirror on, get this intake manifold on at least, get everything kind of buttoned up. I do need to find a way to would like to get this off as well, this bung, because that way I can get heat to the car, but I don't need it. Just depending on if I actually end up having to drive this car during the winter, which may never happen just because I don't really want to drive this. Shouldn't have to drive this car during the winter, so I probably won't even set up heat. But having heat is nice for the rain. So the plan there is to maybe get that figured out while the head is kind of loose with fluid, so that way I don't have to pour 80% of everything out. But yeah, so that's the plan with that. I don't know when I'll get to that. I don't know if I'll get to that today, but I doubt it. Just because I don't have a socket. We tried to get it off before and there's just not a practical way to it. So I'm going to do what I can today. So we'll see what happens. Alright, so we got the screws, or the nuts. That's something that they would never change on a mirror. It doesn't make any sense for them to change something like that. But now we're just going to tighten them on by hand. Really, there's only 3 of them. There really isn't much of a process to it. So I'm assuming I probably left them at home, which is probably what's going on with that. But there is that. I don't even know if the motor works. I mean, it should. It worked on the other car before I took it out and put it in this mirror. So sweet. Now this car officially has another mirror. So we are back in business. Finally has a mirror on this side of the car. Now I officially won't get pulled over for a mirror. We get pulled over for other things, but not a mirror this time. So that is one of the fixes I wanted to get done, and I finally did. Obviously, it's not exactly flush with the car, but now there's no gaping hole in there anymore, and there's a mirror. So we know that it works. So glad I fixed that, but now we got to get to the other problems. This, that. Eventually we'll get to that harness again, but I don't know when. I don't know, it hasn't really affected the car as far as, I don't even know what sensor that is, but we'll get there. Alright, so first things first, I got the extended stud kit. I got this from Street Rays on eBay. These are 10 something, I don't know, 10 millimeters instead of 8 or 9. So these are the longest size, but also I'm assuming that these are probably going to be the same as the other $10 kits that are on eBay that are by generic sellers. So I just paid more to support a company, and they have a good return policy in case I don't need these. But I'll show you guys how to put these on so that way we can get started with that. Take this off and set it somewhere safe and wrench them off. So we're gonna do that now. If I can zoom in. So these nuts are actually 13 millimeters, but I found 214, so we'll see. So I want to show you guys how this process works. Luckily I had a 13 in my other kit. But yeah, so basically you throw this in the impact, you put your wrench on it like this, and it breaks loose the one, and then this one just can be done by hand. Assuming you can get it over the threads, and then yeah, that's a stud done. These are the locking threads ones as well, so don't do them too tight. You don't want to overdo it, because they will lock. As you can see, they have the locking style threads on them, so there's that for you. Basically what you do is you throw this one in like this, first one in. You don't want to throw it all the way back, you don't need to. Just leave about three threads worth for this one, and then this should tighten up. Grab your 13s, put one in the back, tightening down that front one while holding the back one. And it should allow you to get some bite. Essentially, that's what we're trying to do. So then when you turn it, it'll turn the whole thread, and then you can actually loosen it with the front one. So then there is that process. So that's the best way to do that, by hand. This was already missing a couple extra studs for the intake manifold, so I don't have to do a full set. I just have to install a full set. But yeah, this is not a fun process, but at least now you know. I'll show you guys here quick. With the 13, like I said, this is a 13. These are 13s. Snap them apart like that. First one comes off, and then the rest of them just kind of roll off. Just like that. Sometimes the threads are a little bitey because they're chewed up, but these are pretty good quality stuff. It's OEM, so it's nothing anyone hasn't seen before. I'm putting stainless steel ones in, so those should be pretty nice. So with these new ones, assuming you buy a decent kit, these are stainless steel, which isn't the highest, strongest, but it also won't rust, and you shouldn't need anti-seize on this. Like I said, it's not the hot side, but they should come with a hex head in them. This is the part that goes into the head itself, but this should be the outside. So make sure to remember to put those in right. I remember when I was doing exhaust studs on my D16, and then putting the other side in. It didn't matter; they still work the same, but obviously you don't want to put the right side in that way. In case you need to get it out, you have this as an option. So, but yeah, just remember to put that side in on the outside, this side in on the head, and then you should be ready to go. You're throwing them in on. I'm going to throw one on this outside first. Work outside in, so you can pretty much do it in by hand. These are extended, so as long as they go deep into the block as far as they can, you should be able to just tighten them in there with that head bit, and then you should be good. So you should seat in those. You should feel it kind of stop. Thread should just kind of stop in the head. Oh, obviously this one is a little deeper than this one. Right in after that. Some of them will screw in by hand as well. These are also nice. Still would have to work on another solution to that, but by axe, or just do this before you throw the engine in. Have bolt it up, have a huge party, and this and that. Obviously, people will do whatever it takes to get the job done. I just want to get from Street Rays because they actually, I've bought from them before and I like what they do. So that is all the studs. Now it's time to install the intake manifold. Yikes! Idiot! We're good now. All right. Wow, it fits. So now I'm going to use these new studs, the ones that came with the new stuff, and I'm going to thread them on. Real nice. So now I'm going to tighten everything down, and we'll get ready to rip. I'm going to use the 13 here, which is be good. Rubber gasket was still good in it too. It's already much cleaner. Clean out this hole as well, because why not? It's gotta go right into here. Nice. So yeah, throttle body's all clean. Both sides. Gaskets are ready to go. So now I just gotta throw this on, and we'll get to it. And this should just, oops, twist them in by hand. then we got our Allen heads, and then we will ratchet it in because these are big enough to where I should have a ratchet size for that. So yeah, just like that. All right, throttle body is on. This plug should just kind of fit right on top of that guy. That explains what that one was. So let's go real. That's right across, just like that. That's how you color code them. You want to kind of keep them close because that way it helps you eliminate having to guess which wires are which for the pick. So that is that. Okay, so I just hooked up a couple sensors off camera. We got the TPS, the map sensor, and I think I hooked up the idle air control valve. So now I just need this one middle sensor up there. Okay. So yeah, I think that's all the sensors that are plugged in. Coolant lines are hooked up. It's unfortunate I couldn't get that one piece off and thread in my new one, but it's just all it is. I think that's about it as far as cleaning stuff. I don't think you can get a cleaner setup than this now. I'm gonna start cleaning up. That stuff's away, and I gotta grab that rubber grommet.